Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grade A Talks, a space where we strip away the filters and confront life's truths head on. Here we delve into the real, the raw, and the often uncomfortable lessons that life throws our way. Remember, everything shared is based on personal experiences and perspectives. Take what resonates and leave what does not. These are personal insights, not professional advice. Proceed with an open mind, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find a nugget of wisdom to carry forward. I have a lot to say, and so let's have this conversation. Welcome.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Grade A Talks. It's your girl, Ariel, the gracious, the well-informed, the nurse babe. How have you all been? How is your summer starting off? These kids are getting out of school here shortly, and there's just so much happening. Not only, just with motherhood, but politics and just the world around us. It's so much going on. How are you guys feeling? How is your mental health? What about you, MAGA? You guys are quiet these days. Everybody's quiet but Erica Kirk. Drewski has her in a chokehold at this point. Did y'all see that Drewski skit? That was so funny to me. Black people in our community, we have this phrase, a hit dog is always going to holler. You don't even have to put a name on it these days. The people who are the culprits, the people who are, the ones that is directed to, they'll always make themselves be known. I love that Drewski got these white people mad. That shit is funny to me. What's not funny to me, however, is the Black femicide that we witnessed in April. I know you all got a tad bit of that information from my last little excerpt of a pod, my little mini pod, but today I'm going to go more into depth about what happened. So on April 16th, 2026, just a month ago, Justin Fairfax killed his wife in a murder-suicide situation that took place in Virginia. Now, Justin Fairfax is a former lieutenant governor in Virginia who served from 2018 to 2022. He was not able to keep his position because of a sexual assault charge. And since then, he's been out of work. His wife, Serena Fairfax, is a dentist, loved in her community, well known. And, she was literally like the backbone of that family. It's been reported that, she filed for divorce twice. The first time she withdrew it. And she's been like the backbone of her family, having to take care of everything. Of course, she's a dentist, so, she makes a good amount of money, a nice living, but having to take care of everything on her own took a toll on her. So earlier this year, she filed for another divorce in which she was going to take custody of the children. He was literally going to be put out at the end of April. And so on April 16th, he killed her while their two children aged 14 and 16 were at the house. Crazy. Their son actually called the authorities and said that, I think my dad did something to my mom. He was under the impression that Justin Fairfax stabbed his mother. However, he shot her in the basement, came back upstairs, went into their bedroom and killed himself, all while the children were home. This is also, this is her estranged husband. I understand that, the man was going through a lot. Men are judged and valued in great part by their ability to produce, their capacity to produce. That's a big thing for men. So I understand that, this man was going through significant pressure. He was going through a lot mentally. But it's crazy to me that even after it was reported that this man killed himself and his wife, it was people in the comments like, oh, he's not a horrible person. I know him. Oh, we pledged together in college, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you guys are sickening. These children are literally with their grandparents at this point because their father took their mother's life. They have no parents, none, because this man's mental health was gone. He was despondent. He was, freeing himself of all household responsibilities. It's been reported that this man wasn't paying any bills any longer. Again, he wasn't able to find any work. I really, truly hope that the sexual assault allegations that were posed against him that, stopped him from being in his position, I truly hope that those were true, because it's been so many cases that people are just placing, allegations on people and they're not true. And there's not enough information being brought up about that. I want to know if that's true or not, because if it's not, you take part in this situation. You are partially responsible for this situation. Horrible, horrible situation, you guys. This is not just an act of violence. This is femicide. And in this society, Black women's lives, their humanity, their pain, their suffering is so devalued in this society. And we saw that in April on a grand platform. It was so many black women being killed. Not just black women, black children. We're talking about Shaniqua Pug and Christina Snow, 2 black women in Shreveport, Louisiana, who are undergoing the worst nightmare for a mother when 8 children were murdered by Shamar Elkins. This man murdered 8 children, 7 of which were his own children. What is going on with the mental health of black men? Why are y'all redirecting all of this pain and this rage towards innocent people when you really should be directing that to the system that is constantly keeping its boot on your neck? 8 children dead. You guys, I saw the funeral for those children. Can you fathom seeing 8 little caskets just spread throughout the altar in a church in Louisiana? That was mind-boggling to me. 8 children lost their lives, got shot. One of the cousins was able to escape, but the fact that in the cousin that was able to escape said, I think he killed everybody. I could not imagine the fear that those children went through, knowing that the man who's supposed to provide, protect, and lead that household is the one who brought them to their early demise. It's scary times, ladies. Scary, scary times.
Another situation that bothered me was the Ashley Robinson situation. You know, the young black influencer who traveled to Zanzibar, Tanzania with her fiance, Joe McCain. Well, he became her fiance on the trip. It was like a birthday / proposal. And she seemed so happy. So happy. And you know, you guys know that I am not for the interracial dating, but I mean, to each his own. But I just hate that for her. And the thing that's so sad to me is that it's been reported that they got into this huge argument, this huge conflict at the hotel to the point where they had to be separated, like staff separated them from each other. And then shortly after they were separated, Joe McCain reported that he found her hanging. Now, I gotta tell y'all something. I don't know what happened because no one was there, but I do know that every time a black person is found hung, or like I like to say, lynched, they're always saying that it's suicide. I do not know anyone who would lynch themselves. Black people do not lynch themselves for the umpteenth time. Black people do not lynch themselves. There are so many other ways to die. Why would we hang ourselves? It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to tell you what does make sense. What does make sense is a white person hanging a black person. That's historical. It's been happening for centuries. I truly feel that this white man had every intention on killing her on that trip. If you look at the photos when they were on the plane, if you look at the photos when they were taking pictures with the animals, he had a very dark aura about himself. And you can see it. You know, they say animals can pick up on things that we as humans cannot even conceptualize. They can pick up on energies. They can pick up on vibes. And the animals looked disturbed by him. Seriously. Look at the photos. I'll post them. He looked evil. What is it about these white men that make you black women want to be with them? And I know it's a whole trend and movement online that is telling black women, hey, go where you're appreciated and not tolerated. Okay, she did that. And she also, you know, said a couple things about black men online. And look where she is now. I looked on some of her previous posts. I kid you not. There was a black man from months ago that told her, that man gonna kill you. And look where we are now. Her family had to literally raise money to get her body sent back to the States. This man, Joe McCain, this man with so much money, Bitcoin money, they met in a Bitcoin space, networking space. This man with this mass amount of wealth didn't even help pay for her body to get back over. That sounds guilty to me. At one point, he was being held over in Africa. He was under investigation. But you guys know that the United States doesn't have any jurisdiction over there. You guys need to be very careful with who you're dating. I don't care about the trends. I don't care about, you know, all of that rhetoric about, you know, go where you're appreciated and not tolerated. I don't care about all of that. I care about history. History shows me everything I need to know about people. And although I have been speaking on black men who have killed black women, statistically speaking, white men in relationships with black women will kill them as well. Even more so than their black counterparts. I'm telling you guys, the numbers don't lie unless a white racist gets a hold to them, and then we know how that goes. But Ashley Robinson looks so happy. Why would anyone kill themselves after being so happy on social media? It's my birthday and I got proposed to. I'm not hanging myself. That is crazy to me. And luckily, no one on social media believed it. We still believe that this man is the culprit. I still believe he's guilty. And I hate the fact that the people in Tanzania were going to let this man go. When it was initially reported, they were trying to say that this man was not their number one suspect. How is that? Why are Africans so loyal to white people? That's a problem within itself. Stop bootlicking for white people, Africans. That is a problem. He's saying that, and then he made a statement like a week ago saying that he's tremendously hurt behind the situation, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. Man, please. I'm not buying it, bro. Let's call a thing what it is. You killed that woman. I truly believe that. There's no way. Did you all see those videos? Did that look like a woman who was suicidal? Not to me. Not to me. And then, to make matters worse, we now know why she was with a white man. We now know why she had a poor concept of black men, to the point where she was going on social media saying that black men find new ways to embarrass us every day. We know why, because it started with her mama. Ashley Robinson's mom is married to a white man and has 3 biracial children from that marriage. It starts with the mother. It starts in the home. Black women, we have a huge responsibility and we have a huge duty to show self-love when it comes to our children. I don't think you understand how your actions will dictate those actions of your children. It matters. It tracks. Rest in peace, Ashley Robinson. I truly hate that you left how you left. I truly hate that so many white men online are like, well, she didn't like us anyway. So, what are you guys ordering for dinner? I understand though, because when black men get murdered by white women, it's the same thing. Black women be in the comments, what we eating for dinner? I'm going to the grocery store, what y'all want? We have to stop this. This is mental toxicity for the community. What the community does need is widespread intervention. We need therapy. We need accountability, conflict resolution. We need to protect black women, black children. We have to protect black women and black children. We have to. Man, that's why you're here. You're not here to be on social media diminishing the life of another black person. We have to care about black people's lives, because guess what? Society doesn't care. So it starts at home. It starts at home. All of these situations that I have brought up to you all are things that have really been on my mind heavily. Serena Fairfax, her 2 children having to grow up knowing that, man, both of my parents are gone and my father is the reason why both of them are gone. That sucks. I cannot begin to understand how they have to feel. I can't understand how they feel. I truly cannot, because your father took your mother away. I can't understand how Shanika Pug and Christina Snow feel in Shreveport. All of your children are gone. I do sympathize with Ashley Robinson's mother as well. We have to do better, black people. We have to do better. We have to vet these people out. We have to leave at the first sign of red flags. If you're dealing with someone who's mentally unstable, leave. This is coming from a woman who's dealt with a man who was mentally unstable. I've dealt with a man before who I felt, man, my mom, my parents felt like, man, this man may take me out one day. And you have children, If you're not going to do it for yourself, if you're not strong enough to do it for yourself, do it for your kids. They're innocent. They can't survive on their own. They can't live out here by themselves. They're not emancipated, so they're looking to you to be the guide for them. They're looking to you to be the protector for them. So women, if you're in a relationship with a man who is mentally unstable, who says very scary, subliminal things that may put you in the mindset of, oh my gosh, like this man may kill me. A man who throws off your central nervous system every time he's around, you're in fight or flight mode. Someone who makes you nervous, disturbs your peace, disturbs the peace of your children. It's always tension in the household. He's a weirdo. Leave. We have to start putting our children first. We have to start putting our livelihood first. We have to start putting our life first. Anyone who ever makes you feel like they're going to take your life away does not deserve to be in your life. Period. Like, they have to go. And again, if you're not woman enough and if you're not strong enough to leave for yourself, leave for your kids, because they can sign up for the bullshit that you're willing to tolerate.
We have to do better, women. It starts with us. Okay, I'm done with that portion. You can put it. These Republicans are so bold. Like, the racism is so prominent. Like, I can feel it. Can you guys feel it? Especially when it comes to politics. Like, of course, we know that people are racist amongst us, at our jobs, in our neighborhoods, et cetera, et cetera. But on the political tip, it hits a little different because these people have the authority and the ability to really affect us in a grand way when it comes to our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Have you all peeped the gerrymandering that's going on right now? For example, in Memphis, gerrymandering is the political manipulation for electoral district boundaries where they try to take advantage and put their own people in place. So the gerrymandering that took place, they said it was redistricting. No, it was gerrymandering. And it actually goes against the Voting Rights Act of 1965. So not only are they breaking the law to perpetuate their racism, they're doing it right in our faces. They're trying to get more seats for Republicans. And I know people say, oh, Democrats have done it too. They both have a history of gerrymandering. Okay, that may be true. However, MAGA, that's different. That is completely different. MAGA is on a road to ensure that Project 2025 shows its ugly face, and it will literally dictate our lives for the next 25 and so on years. I told you guys last year that Project 2025 was real, and we're seeing it here today. In Memphis, they literally broke up the congressional seats into 3 different districts. Representative Cohen dropped out of the race and said that he would only go back in if this entire redistricting, gerrymandering was debunked. But you know what? The federal government, the federal judge allowed it to pursue. How do you Black MAGAs feel? Y'all been hella quiet on social media. Pre-Trump, Black MAGAs were showing their cleanery on the big stage all over social media. Nowadays, the Black and white MAGAs are very quiet. It's crickets. I want y'all to stand for them today. Be just as loud as you were before your bills went up, before your food went up, before your gas went up. You fools really thought that a multi-billionaire gave 2 F's about you. And I expect that from white people. Sorry, guys, I'm jaded when it comes to the whites. I don't put nothing past them, and I don't expect much from them. But Black people, with the history that we've had since our inception here, I expect so much from you guys. And for the most part, a lot of you guys, I feel like, are my brothers and sisters, but a great deal of you all be cooning. And the coonery has to end. These are the same Black people who are going to celebrate 4th of July for the United States 250th birthday. These are the same Black people who celebrated Cinco de Mayo, even though Mexicans don't give a damn about you. I'm telling you guys, like, Black people, when it comes to voting, be well informed about who you are putting in office. Know their agenda, know their background, know who they are being sponsored by, who is filling their pockets. If it's a Black person, because we have some Black people who are running for office and political seats here in Arkansas. And I think that's great. Representation is great. But I am tired of symbolism. I don't just want another Obama, a person who looks like us, but doesn't really have the intention of helping us further ourselves in any progressive way. Everybody, the saying is, all skin folk, not kin folk. We need to start holding people accountable. And when it comes to voting and midterms, we need to show up in droves. And power is in unity. And power is also in loyalty. We need to have a unified, loyal vote. And I don't care if they're Black. If they're Black, but they're being sponsored by non-Blacks, I question that. If they're Black and they're surrounding themselves with non-Blacks, I also question that. If they're Black and we're not asking them what their agenda is, what their mission is, their values, what do you plan on doing for me, for this community, when you take office? If they can't give you a legitimate answer to that, why would you give them your vote? Why? Again, we don't need any more symbolism. We need tangible gains, things that we can see, things that we can feel. We need someone who is for us and who is put in office by us. And how do you do that, Black people? You're going to have to spend some money, because he who pays is he who rules. That's as old as the day is. We have to take a serious stance when it comes to our political representation, when it comes to giving money. Like, people who are running for office, they need your funds. If you want people to take you seriously, especially people who look like us who are running for office and running for these political seats, we have to back them and we have to hold them accountable. And we have to let them know, hey, if you burn me, next time elections come around, you will not be in this seat. Stand for something or fall for anything. Black people, this shit is getting real out here. It's getting real. It's not just black on black crime or, black men killing black women. It is a strategic plan to completely eradicate us, silence us. They are doing exactly what Project 2025 listed. Everything that was detailed within the tenets of Project 2025, we are seeing be perpetuated in real time. So what are we going to do? I say, unify. One person, hey, may not have no power. 12 people, a little more power. 12,000 people, a lot more power. How many black people are in Little Rock? All of us should have similar, very, very similar agendas. Because if we don't do anything about everything that's going on, I know I mentioned the gerrymandering in Memphis, Tennessee. We are also in the South Carolina, Arkansas. And we know what one southern state does, another southern state is soon to follow. I say all the time, Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama too, Louisiana, they all follow suit behind each other. I don't put nothing past these white people who be in power. Black people, we got to take a stance. We have to unify. You are more powerful in numbers. Not just one black person, not just 2, not just 12. Like, we have to literally create a movement. People be like, I'm not like my ancestors. You damn right you're not. Because they stood for something. Regardless of how you feel about, what took place back in the day, they stood for a lot of things that we don't stand for today. And why don't we stand for these things? Because of white proximity. Black people be feeling some type of way. You really feel like you done made it because you live right next to white people, because you drive a nice car, because you wear nice clothes. That's crazy to me. We have to stand for something, or we are going to watch our children deal with the results of us not doing a damn thing about it. Our kids are going to be affected greatly by our lack of initiation. Parents, hold on, turn it off. Hey, you got to turn that off. We have to take a stand, people, because if we do not, our children are going to pay for our lack of taking initiative. They're going to be doing the same things that we're trying to do now. Disband certain systems and infrastructures that are in place that we feel like, our ancestors lacked to do. If we're lackadaisical about political stance, political representation, our kids and our grandchildren are going to suffer greatly. Remember, we be thinking about individualism. Collectively, I feel like the black community is an individualistic community. We lack unity, whereas other people think on a unified stance. We have to do better. We got to think about 10 years from now, 20 years from now, not just today, not just next year. We have to start thinking on futuristic terms, because if we do not, our children are going to suffer. Our grandkids are going to suffer. This is not hyperbole. No exaggeration whatsoever. This is real talk. I'm just calling a thing what it is. We lack unity. We lack a proper infrastructure to combat the strategic planning that is posed against us. And the people who are not prepared will simply be wiped out. We know this. We've seen this. We have historical context to back this up. We have to do better. We have to do better. Speaking of doing better, I know when I said, and when it came to Ashley Robinson, I was like, she's in an interracial relationship. It is what it is. Okay. I honestly think that Black mothers play a great role in interracial dating with their children. Why do you think this, Ariel? I think this because I've witnessed with my own 2 eyes and my own 2 ears, Black children, both men and women, who deal with non-Blacks. I have heard their stories. I have seen them grow up with my own 2 eyes. I've seen Black children, men especially, grow up and date outside of their race. And I blame it on the mothers. If you're a Black mother and your sons are dating outside of their race, if you're a Black mother and your daughters are dating outside of their race, that's your fault. I have a great uncle. He has about 9 to 10 grandchildren. Of those 9 to 10 grandchildren, guess how many are fully Black? 1. He has 2 that are fully white through marriage. because one of his oldest sons is married to a white woman. She has, 2 children. They comes from a previous marriage. And then he had a mixed child by her. He had 3 mixed children before he got with her. And then his younger brother has 3 mixed children by his white girlfriend. So how many mixed children is that? Why don't we do simple math? This one black man came with 4 biracial black children who I'm pretty sure are going to grow up and be with a white man. 2 white stepchildren. That's a total of 6 non-black children from this black man's household. On top of his black brother, who has 3 mixed children by a white woman who thinks that she can say the N-word because she takes black penis. That's another problem I have with you brothers. Y'all are some of the most cooned out people. Very seldom do I come across a black man who's in a relationship with a white woman who's not a coon. Very, very seldom. Y'all let them get away with murder. And they've already murdered so many of you all. And then he has 1 black granddaughter. And this is a story that is as old as the day is young. Who gave him that black granddaughter, his black daughter? Because although black women do date outside of the race, we do not date outside of the race at the same percentage of you black men. And I blame it on the mother. I truly do. My son asked my great uncle one time when we were out of town. I didn't know this. My son didn't tell me this. My father told me this. He asked my great uncle and my great aunt if their son was a coon, to which they asked, what is a coon? And he said, well, I was taught that a coon is someone who doesn't respect his black family, black race, black culture, and who dates outside of his race. And my aunt said, well, according to that definition, yes, my son is a coon. Your own mothers be knowing y'all coons. That is crazy. Diabolical behavior. And back to the white woman who gave my black cousin 3 mixed children. She's dusty. Unlike his older brother who went out and got a white woman who had some level of white privilege. She came with something. She came with some money. Even though her ancestors were indeed racist, he picked up someone off the ground. Smoke cigarettes when they pregnant, dusty. And that just reinforces what I've always known. Black men who date outside of their race, you guys have the lowest standards for white women. A white woman can be a 3, whereas you want a dime piece when it comes to a black woman. And he's taking care of her, dusty. And he keeps procreating with her. That's really sad to me. I hate that. You're diluting your lineage over a dusty white girl. Tattoos everywhere, smokes cigarettes when she's pregnant. That's dusty. And she thinks she can use the N-word again because she's sleeping with an N-word. Sad situation. Sad situation. I have so many coons in my family. It makes me sick. And I blame their black mothers because there's something that you did or did not do to make your son feel like what he was doing was okay. I'll be damned. It's not happening over here. I have 2 black sons. I have 2 black brothers. And I am very vocal about my disdain for that. And people say, oh, Ariel, that's racist. For one, I'm so sick of black people calling other black people racist. You are parodying a modernized white ideology. Because nowadays, if you're too pro-black, if you're unapologetically black, white people like to call you racist. Sorry, honey. Leave that term where it belongs with your ancestors. Black people cannot be racist. In order to be racist, you have to be able to inflict oppression, strategically oppress another group of people. Black people don't have that type of power. We don't have any white supremacy. We don't have any infrastructures created and, have been created for centuries and centuries upon centuries to literally oppress another group of people. So stop saying black people are racist. Can black people be prejudiced? Yes, you can. What is prejudice? Pre-biased judgment. I think a lot of people, especially in the United States, have pre-biased judgments on other people. And what is it based off of? Stereotypes. Who creates stereotypes? People who are in power to perpetuate them. People who are on the news channels. People who own the news channels. Black people are not racist. I'm so tired of that rhetoric. Stop saying black people are racist. Black people are not racist. Black people are tired and they're waking up and they're seeing bullshit for what it is. The veil has been removed from a lot of people's eyes. Thank God. People are finally seeing what it truly is. And I cannot dwell in an environment surrounded by coons, y'all. I'm so sorry. I cannot. I've tried to make it, easier for my parents because we have so many that are just plaguing the bloodline. I'm like, oh my gosh, my grandparents are rolling around in their graves, knowing that people that came from them are out here sleeping with the same people who made them go to the back of the bus when they were children. My parents were born during, my grandparents, not my parents, they were 70s babies. But my grandparents were born during the Jim Crow era. I've heard the stories about how it was with them growing up, about how they used to have to walk to school back in the day, and how white men used to treat them like shit. And it didn't care if you were light skinned or dark skinned. But what I have noticed is that the darker people are today, the more cooning they be doing. Not all dark skinned people, of course, but the darker people, they be cooning hard. A lot of the coons I know aren't the hot yellow coon. They not hot yellow. A lot of the people I know they be cooning are dark skinned. And I feel like it's been a reverse. You know, back in the day on the plantations, the light skinned people used to be in the house and the dark skinned people was on the field. Nowadays, it's the opposite. The light skinned people are more militant and the dark skinned people are more mild, meek, and docile. Where the hell they come from? And it's all about white proximity. I have cousins that really do value white proximity. I have a cousin who literally got baptized by a white man who goes to a white church. That's when I knew that nigga was gone mentally. There's no way that I could ever praise God in a church that has a blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus. You're praising a deity that doesn't even look like you. You're praising a deity that was created to help further the racist agenda. You are literally on your knees praising a deity that was used to mentally manipulate your ancestors while they were on the plantation, to make them accept racism, to make them accept being slaves. Because if you see a deity in blonde hair, blue-eyed image, it'll make you feel like, well, if Jesus is white, then my circumstances must be ideal. Like, this must be the position I'm supposed to be in. Because if Jesus looks like these white people who carrying out all this hate and rape and hatred, this hatred and this racism, then there must be some truth to the shit they be saying. And there's no truth to it. No truth to it. Shout out to my Black people who see things for what they are. Shout out to my Black people who have Black images of Jesus in their household. You know, the Black Jesus that are hidden in the Vatican. Because these white people know the truth. They know the truth. Shout out to my Black people who, you know, are aware and conscious of what's really going on. Shout out to the Black mothers who are vocalizing to their Black sons. You will not dilute my lineage. And to the Black mothers who are not saying this to their sons, just know in about 25, 30 years, when you're at your family reunion and you're the matriarch of this family, because remember, all of them come from you, and you're at your family reunion looking like the help, you have no one to blame but yourself. And I'm telling y'all this right now, the reason why so many Black people, the reason why my great aunt doesn't say anything to her sons when they are here cooning is because religion has Black people colorblind. Religion. Whenever I see an overly religious Black person, I know that they are not against interracial dating. They're not going to say anything about it. Why? Because it teaches you, religion teaches you to love your neighbor more so than yourself. Any religion that does not put race first, in my opinion, is a religion that is being used as a tool against your people. Any religion that I ascribe to, because I'm not indoctrinated, I am non-denominational, I am not religious, I am spiritual. I do believe that there is a God, and I do not believe that the God is white. That's just my personal belief. And I cannot be in a church with a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, because I understand the history behind why he looks like that. The oldest Bible in the world comes from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is an African Black country. I'm just not with it. I'm not going to be a part of the circus. My mom, my dad, thank God they finally accepted how I think, because the coonery that goes on in my family, you guys, you would not believe it. I have family who says things like, oh, I'll date a Black girl, but she got to be light skinned. That's colorism. Oh, I'll date a Black girl, but, you know, I like mine mixed. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. But religion, you guys, it has done a number on Black people. Y'all colorblind. I don't feel like Jesus, I don't feel like God will want his people to be so mentally immature to the point where you are okay and that you play a role in the dilution of your lineage. Do y'all want to be at your family reunion in about 30, 40 years looking like a slave? All these mixed children, and y'all know most mixed children, especially if it's a mixed boy with a white mama, more times than not, he gonna be on that Patrick Mahomes time. And we know Patrick Mahomes' children don't even look like they belong to him, let alone that their grandfather is a black man. So are you guys really okay with that? Just so you can fetishize over some grandkids that don't look like you? I don't know. I can't. I won't. I am very verbal about that when it comes to my brothers, because you will not do my mother's lineage like that. You're not going to do it. You are not going to do it whatsoever. I have one brother in particular that I am telling, don't bring nobody to my mama's house that don't look like us. That's not racism. That's preservation. I want to preserve our black genes. White people have been saying this for years. Indians, Arabians, Mexicans, everyone says this and has been saying this. However, when a black person says this, all hell breaks loose. Oh, well, it can keep breaking loose because I truly feel like that. I want people who look like me to come from me, period. And I want the people who come from me to love themselves enough to want to see their image and their race recreated into perpetuity, which means that not just my children, but my grandchildren. This is a holistic approach. My grandchildren gonna know how their mama think, and their kids are gonna know. It's a continuation of blackness that will come from me. I'm not accepting anything less. Anything less. That's not racism, people. That is preservation. I'm all about preserving my blackness, because when you look on TV, you don't even see white couples anymore. I literally see ads all the time. Y'all know ads are plaguing the system. They're plaguing social media. They're plaguing Netflix. My daughter was like, when Netflix start having ads? I'm asking myself that too. Like, what's going on? But even within that, I see nothing but interracial dating. It's an agenda. Why is interracial dating such a huge thing today? Is it because the white demographic is going down? Is it because the white numbers are going down? White babies aren't getting born like that? Is it because a lot of white people in Europe have died since COVID? The numbers are plummeting. Are y'all trying to grab hold to the strongest genes, black people, to try to preserve yourself? What's going on? And we know that mixed kids, if a mixed child has a white mom, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be immersed in black culture. You can always tell when a mixed child has a white mother. Y'all be fetishizing these kids' looks, but you don't even teach them their culture. You just want them to know one side of it and completely neglect the other side. I'm telling y'all, I've seen so many people on social media, mixed people, who actually live this life and experience this life, who have been begging black men to stop having babies with white women. Y'all think just because white women like y'all, they not racist. You're idiots. And that's how I look at a lot of my family members and a lot of people that I know that are in interracial relationships. You're idiots. And I hate that Ashley Robinson was put into that situation, but that's what happens when you're growing and you're evolving in a society that is throwing interracial relationships in your face. They make it seem like white men are the best thing since sliced bread, not taking into account the historical context around white men. I'm scared of white men. I have so many white men that be in my inbox. And I'm telling you guys, when I see a white man in my inbox and they be sending long paragraphs, all this love, motherfucker is like Shakespeare. I get terrified. Like, who sent you? Because you obviously haven't been listening to me or paying attention to me. Because if you had, you would know that you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. I'm just telling y'all, we have to do better. Black mothers, take a stance. Stand for something. Stand for something or fall for anything. I don't understand why you guys are so okay with this behavior from your black sons. I'll never understand it because I can't fathom it. I don't relate to it. I truly do not. I don't like being around people who are okay with certain behaviors. I have a friend and she is seemingly pro-black, but the type of people that, she allows her child to be around and today is questionable to me. We have to stand for something or we're going to fall for anything. We cannot be weak, meek, mild, docile people because we don't live within a meek, mild, docile society. Society is real, raw, and ugly. And these white people are not playing, especially these MAGA Republicans. They don't give a damn about you or your kids. They don't. And if you all haven't noticed, especially when it comes to athletes, it was a text message thread that came out, and it was literally a white girl teaching her little sister how to get a pro athlete, how to get them when they're in college up until he goes to the pros. And I'm going to tell you, some people was like, oh, that's AI. No, it's not. True story. Story time. When I was on a travel contract in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Knoxville, Tennessee is what I like to call the land of the dusty whites. I had never seen white people like that before in my life. White girls in booty shorts, and a lot of black men down there are dating white women. When I tell you guys, I went to a restaurant. I sat at the bar. It was this white man who approached me. We exchanged dialogue. He was telling me about how his daughter was a volleyball player at that college over there. I guess it's Tennessee State. I don't know what it is, but the colors are orange and white. Y'all know it's called the Balls. Their mascot is the Balls. It's like orange and white, and it's like VOLS in Knoxville, Tennessee. This white man, he was drinking, seemingly drunk. He started getting real loose at the lip. He was showing me pictures of his daughter. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not impressed. And then he was showing me pictures of his daughter's boyfriend, current boyfriend, and her ex-boyfriend. Do you guys know what this white man told me? I promise to God on my grandparents' grave, this white man told this black woman that he wished that his daughter, and that he told his daughter, why are you dating this one when this one just went pro? She had a black boyfriend that had went pro in basketball, and she had one that was playing basketball in college, and he hadn't yet went pro or whatever. I don't know his stats or anything. Don't even remember their names. But it was a white girl that played volleyball who dated a black dude. And her dad told her, why would you date this one when this one went pro? They only want you because you're a meal ticket. Even the white dude from The Blind Side, he had to go to court to get his money from them white folks who came in and act like they were white saviors for him. Y'all be thinking y'all so special when really y'all just so unaware. And I hate that for y'all. But everyone that be cooning will eventually have their nigga moment. And I hope and pray that your nigga moment doesn't leave you unalived, because sometimes it does. Sometimes when white people show you who they truly are, shortly after that, you're 6 feet under, or you're, in a cell in prison. I truly hope it doesn't get like that for some of you guys, but I guarantee it will. You're going to lose some money. You're going to lose some credentials. You're going to lose something. But every coon will have his day. And I hate that for you guys, but it's a necessary thing to happen, because at this point, guys, with everything that's going on in this world, Black people, we ain't got time for no coons. And by coons, I mean the people who were celebrating Cinco de Mayo, they gotta go. The people who gonna be celebrating the 4th of July with red, white, and blue all over them and their children, going to Old Navy, they gotta go. Because at this point, if your eyes have not been open, they're never gonna open, ever. And I hate to say it, because at the start of my pod, I was like, we gotta save all Black people. Like, we just gotta tell them, and, we just hope. Some of y'all older than my parents, and you still don't understand. And I don't have no respect for that. And I can't, like I said, I can't dwell with that. I am okay not being around certain people. I don't care about your status. I don't care about what you do for a living. I don't care if you was, I don't care what you do. If our mentalities don't align, if our morals don't align, if you don't put Blackness before your own ignorant, unadvised, uninformed behavior and thinking, I can't fuck with you like that. I just can't. And I advise all Black people to be the same way. I'm telling you guys, Harriet Tubman wasn't pulling straps on pro-Black people. She was pulling straps on coons who didn't know they were slaves. Harriet Tubman is quoted of saying, I would have freed more slaves had they known they were slaves. These coons don't know that they slaves. That's scary to me. A coon will sell you out, rat you up. They will infiltrate your circle just to divide and disband it. I don't need nobody like that around me. Anybody that's bootlicking white people, I don't trust you. Sorry, I can't trust you. Now, when it comes to doing business, that's cool. But going to church with them, preaching, praying with them, dating them, procreating with them, that's a different level. At that point, I feel like you're married to their culture. And that's a culture that has never been a positive aspect of my culture or my history. So that's something I cannot unsee. It's like one of those things is like, once you know what it is, you can't act like you don't know. And so I'm advising all the conscious, aware Black people, if you're around people who don't align with you mentally, who vibrate on a low frequency, and by low frequency, I mean cooning, get away from them. You cannot trust no coon. Coons are the people who infiltrated the Black Panther party, had Fred Hampton killed. Coons are the ones who went into that building when Malcolm X was doing that lecturing, that speech, and seemingly killed him, because I still believe white people did that. They're backed by white people. They're loyal to white people. They're just around you to see what's going on. I don't trust nobody like that. Anyone who has any loyalty to white people will never be loyal to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't trust them. You just can't trust. And that's how I feel about that. So when it comes to the coons within my family, I keep my distance. Wish you the best of luck, because you're going to need it, especially when you get your nigga moment. But as far as me and my mental peace, I like to be around people who are like-minded people who I don't have to look over my shoulder, people who I can have real in-depth conversations about the various horrible tragedies that are occurring within my community. And I feel like they're going to actually give a damn. People who don't parody white agendas and white rhetoric, baseless rhetoric. I need Black people around me who love being Black and who see beauty in Blackness. And you guys do too. Now, if you're a coon, you're going to be offended. But sometimes you have to be offended. So I don't care about offended people. I've been offended before and I still live. I'm still here today. And I'm 32, y'all. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. But I'm telling you guys, stop being so obsessed and concerned with offending people. Tell people what it is. One thing I love about me is that those who know me, they know what I stand for. So I am loved for being myself, not for putting on a facade. I am who I present myself to be on this pod. And that's just what it is. And I will always be that way. So my Black mothers, do better. Like I said, if you're okay with looking like the help at your family reunion in 30 years, be my guest, baby. But if you're not, you need to take a stance and you need to tell your son, if they can't use your comb, don't bring them home. Stop fetishizing these mixed children, these mixed grandkids. It'd be so many grandmothers with mixed grandkids. They don't even look like you. You look like you a babysitter. You like a nanny. White people be looking at you thinking you done abducted somebody's child. And y'all be happy about it. Because that's self-hate. You hate yourself. My great auntie and my great uncle, they're in their 70s. They grew up during the Jim Crow era. They know better. I would feel like my son did my lineage a disservice if he ever did that to me and I came from back in the day. There's no way. There is no way. You guys, I'm literally blocked. And now we're on to everybody's business. You guys, these rap girlies have me in a... oh my goodness. I am in a chokehold over it. Because it's I don't understand what's going on. What's really going on? Mega Stallion, you Black men, come on now. When Mega Stallion and Klay Thompson initially announced that they were in a relationship last summer, late summer, early fall, you guys were calling him a simp. Now that he's broken up with Mega Stallion, you guys have made it your business to go onto social media and try to completely devalue, degrade, and completely condescend this Black woman. I don't care what you feel about this Black woman. It's not your right to do what you've been doing. I've been seeing some of the worst, most disrespectful posts about Mega Stallion ever since her breakup with Klay Thompson. And you guys act like he about to date y'all next. Ladies, anytime you see a man on social media going hard on a Black woman, going hard about a situation that don't even involve them, you're dealing with a sassy man. Block them. Let's get it. Let's normalize blocking. I'm so big on my peace of mind. I don't mind blocking people. Why is it that Black men, of all the men, feel the need to completely disrespect Black women on social media? And again, just last year, y'all was saying this man was a simp for even being with her. And now y'all celebrating the fact that this man done broke up with her or that she broke up with him. What do you get out of that either way? I don't get it. It's y'all really want him to be y'all boyfriend. Y'all some sassy ass men. Men used to go to war and die. And now they're on social media just being sassy, emulating their mother's behaviors, being messy. You can always tell when a man grew up with a single mother. They act just like their mothers. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. It comes as no surprise that so many women are okay with being single these days. This red pill ideology, these incels, aka men who literally hate women and only see us as a vessel to use at their leisure and for their pleasure. You guys are gross. gross. This red pill ideology that makes you guys think that masculinity is synonymous to domination over women, that your opinion of a woman is like the end all be all for women. Some of you guys have a very poor concept of women. Not saying Meg Thee Stallion is innocent. I mean, I have my own opinions about her. I know a lot of people feel like she has a innocent black man in jail. I also have my reservations about that case too. But can you guys imagine being with a man in a relationship, cooking and cleaning for this man, and then this man is on social media destroying a black woman? A lot of you guys thrive off of that. And how do I know this? Because I see it on social media. It's so prevalent. Black men's hate for black women. And it all boils down to the feelings that you're harboring for your mother. Quick to say black women a hoe, quick to say this about black women, that about black women. When really the whore is your mother. You saw your mama hoeing. You saw your mama with different men coming in and out the house. You have a poor concept of women, and that has completely destroyed your perception of women. Y'all need therapy. That's the only thing I think of whenever I see black men on social media just going hard on black women. Like, this man needs therapy. This man hates his mother, has a poor relationship with his mother. That's the problem with a lot of these black men. If you ever see a black man who don't trust women, always got something horrible to say about black women, they hate their mother. They're harboring those poor, ill will feeling towards their mother, and they're projecting it onto women who look like their mother, i.e., black women. Do better. We don't have anything to do with you having an ain't shit mom. What you can do and what you should do is seek therapy, fix that, stop projecting your hate, have a conversation like a man with your mother, because that's the first woman in your life that was supposed to raise you into being a productive member of society, that was supposed to show you love and show you how a woman is supposed to be. And a lot of the times, that's not the case. So now you walking around here destroying every woman you come in contact with, and they ain't got nothing to do with it. That's sad, guys. That's really, really sad. You have to do better when it comes to that. You look like a complete and utter idiot online, going so hard about some people who don't even know you. That's crazy to me. They made a diagram of like a line of men, and Klay Thompson was at the very back holding roses. And it was like they made a diagram of like every guy that she had been connected to in the industry. And she was like laid on the couch in the picture and seemingly having sex with the guy. That's crazy. What does that do to the perception and the image of black women? It diminishes it. What does that do to the value of black women? It devalues it. And it doesn't look good coming from you. Some of y'all black men act just like white men when it comes to black people. Some of you black men treat black women just like white people treat y'all. We're always the punching bag. Y'all need therapy. Stop walking around here destroying other women because you're harboring poor, ill will feelings towards your mother. Women ain't got nothing to do with that. Women, if you're in a relationship with a man and you catch a glimpse of him on social media showing his ass about a situation that don't have nothing to do with him, and he is, being very distasteful towards another black woman, you should probably leave him, because sooner rather than later, that same projection is going to be pointed at your ass. Sassy behavior has no limits. It has no bounds. A sassy man cannot be trusted. A sassy man is more than likely emotionally unstable. And you emotionally unstable when you take out your phone and you type on social media in the comment section being sassy. That's disgusting. Y'all be having sex with sassy men who have a poor concept of black women. Tell this man to go to therapy and to hit you up when he's healed. Thank you. On to Cardi B. Now, I told y'all Cardi B is the drama. It's been a video that's been put out of Cardi B going off on Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs just went to court. We found so many different things out during that trial. He was sleeping with his chef. Of course he was sleeping with his chef. The woman said that he choked her, and then it was like, oh, we're debunking that because 2 days later you was dancing all in the kitchen, dancing all sexy and stuff. We ain't seen no bruises, no marks, no nothing. Can she really cook? Cardi B, why are you going up on this man who had 4 kids last year? Why are you even with him? You supposed to just have a look on and go about your day. Women, you don't have to have children by everybody else you have sex with. You do not have to have children by every man that you have sex with. We have to stop being reckless. We have to. It's no point. There was no reason for her to do that. But now you're a part of the circus, Cardi B. Now you're another notch in his belt. What makes you think your child is any different from those other children? Stephon Diggs was just at one of his children's birthday parties, and the little girl looked like she ain't never seen that man. And the baby mama was acting real extra, trying to get all close to him. He was over here leaning all over to the side. Every time she got close, like, we gotta do better. Be looking thirsty and desperate. Why are we thirsty and desperate and we're the blueprint? Come on. And Cardi B, why are you yelling in public? You just had a very successful year. You just dropped your new hair care line. You had a successful run on your tour. Why are you out here showing your ass and allowing a womanizer and a whore who's reckless with his penis to have you out here showing your ass out in public? And I can say this because I've shown my ass before, but now that I'm 32 years old and I look back retrospectively at some of the things that I did and tolerated when I was in my 20s, I could not imagine. And you're older than me. It's some things I'm not going to do. It's some things that a man will never give me to do ever again because my self-respect is very much intact. Self-esteem is very much intact. And I love myself more than the situation. You have to love yourself more than the situation. Ladies, if a man continues to get you out of character to the point where you forget who you are and you show your ass because he's made you mad whole time he over here just standing there looking at you like he lost, they be knowing what they be doing. Why do we keep subjecting ourselves to this type of behavior? Why are we tolerating this? Do better. We look like fools at the end of the day. And if he's standing there looking like this and you going off, you look like the clown. There's no way. We'll both be sitting there looking at each other looking lost because I'm not got to look like the clown. And if you're arguing and he's not, you look like the aggressor. You look stupid. You're a multi-billionaire. It's some shit you shouldn't even be going through. You are indeed the drama, sis. I'm sorry. I hate that. I used to really love Cardi B and I love her personality. But Black women, young Black women especially, don't look at these celebrity women to be no type of example for you to follow, no type of role model for you, because obviously they're still figuring things out too. They're still figuring it out. Listen to your wise counsel, i.e., some of the women in your church. Most times it can be your mother. Not all the time, but sometimes it can be, women in your family. Find you a role model that's detached from all of that and have wise counsel, wisdom. Not people who are out here disclosing all their business, people who are out here showing their asses, just a very distasteful image of women and womanhood in general. Like, no, you don't want to be like that. You don't want to have kids with every man you have sex with. You don't want to have kids by a man that is reckless and not taking necessary precautions when it comes to him having sex. Think about all the STDs that he possibly could have contracted, and we don't know if he did or not. That is disgusting. You have to respect yourselves more. I don't care what a man does. I don't care how much money he has. Any man who's out here having sex recklessly and having a whole bunch of babies, creating a whole bunch of broken homes, is not a man of value, period. I don't care what his bank account look like. That does not mean he's a man of value. He's a man who needs what? Therapy. Now on to Lotto. Now, I have a problem with some of y'all because Clarissa Shields, who is an Olympic boxer, she got her medals. She's in museums. She's made history. She's a Black woman who is an amazing boxer. She has her own money. She has her own thing going. You guys crucify this Black woman on social media. Crucify her. All because she's dealing with a man who is in marriage, Papoose and Remy. Remy cheated on that man and she's in a whole relationship with the man she cheated on Papoose with. And you guys crucify her on social media every day. However, Lotto, Miss Mulatto, mulatto because she mixed. Her mom's white, her dad's Black. So she's not Black, she's biracial. I know y'all like to include all the biracials into our group. Even though she's made money in the Black culture, she's not Black. Y'all don't give her that much hate at all. She's pregnant. Well, just had a baby by a married man. A man who is married to a Black woman. And you know what type of excuses you all make for her? Oh, he just married her, so he can get his visa, so he can get his green card, so he can stay over here. That's a woman that he has children with. That's not no woman that he just met and just married. They have history. They have children. Lotto's child is not that man's first child. He has fully Black children in Atlanta. And you guys don't give her nowhere near as much hate that y'all give Clarissa Shields. You know why I think it is? I think it's because of colorism. It's colorism. Black women be the first people to talk about, oh, light skin versus dark skin, it's dark skin girls, we have it worse, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll go on social media and be the same person that you have had to deal with all of your lives. It's crazy how the abused become the abusers. It's crazy. I saw so many people talking about, oh, congratulations, Lotto. Why are we congratulating somebody for being pregnant by a married man? Why? The bar is in hell. Y'all really upping her? Y'all really gonna go buy her album? I will not. I do not support that. I don't support it. Let 21 Savage take care of you and that illegitimate baby. I am not with that. I do not understand that. And that goes back to what I'm saying. The culture is so detrimental. We have so many detrimental aspects to our Black culture. So many. We uplift the things that we should not uplift, and we diminish the things that should not be diminished. Y'all talk so much shit about Clarissa Shields. This woman is an Olympic gold medalist. And y'all up in Lotto and her illegitimate baby by a married man. The bar is in hell. Black women do better. Because I can guarantee you, if your Black ass got pregnant by a married man, you would be crucified. You would be. But because mulatto, mixed with blonde hair, gets pregnant by a Black man, oh, it's whatever. Oh my goodness, congratulations. Oh my gosh, she looks so pretty pregnant. Y'all are so dense. It's disgusting to see. And I'd be like, these girls gotta be like early 20s. There's no way 30-year-old women are in the comments congratulating this. I need us to normalize not congratulating people. You don't have to congratulate people for being pregnant. If you're pregnant by somebody who's married, I'm not congratulating you. If you're pregnant by a man who has countless other children, I'm not congratulating you. No, I am not going to take part in any type of colorism bullshit. What we do to one, we need to do for all. And that's the ideology that we need to have for the remainder of the year and every subsequent year. Stop uplifting people because you like how they look, because they're aesthetically pleasing. They can't even relate to you. A fully Black woman, you don't even have the same experience as Lotto. So why are you upping that? That's dumb to me. Sometimes we're our own worst enemies. Lotto is pregnant by a married man. Therefore, she will not receive any congratulations from me. Now, what I will say is I hope and I'm happy that she had a successful labor and delivery, because we already know how it is for women of color when it comes to, giving birth on American soil. You might die, especially if you're Black. But we need to start holding people accountable. Like, I don't want to see that no more. And if you all see that, call them out. For real. Like, I hate that shit. My goodness, this baby is going to be so cute. I hope it look like her. Y'all are so dumb to me. So many birds just chirp, 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 chirp. That's all I be seeing when I be on social media. Just a whole bunch of birds. No one really can formulate an opinion on their own. It's like a whole bunch of herd thinking. I hate that. And then people say, oh, you're a hater. No, I'm not a hater. Y'all just dumb. Y'all lack the ability to think past the situation. And I hate that for you. And I hate that for your children. I will not be congratulating Lotto. Lotto, you need to do better. Black women, do better. And let's stop the colorism. Dark skin, light skin, let's stop all that. Y'all act just like white men. For real. There's a lot of Black women that act like white men. And there's a lot of Black men that act like white men. And I hate that. We got to do better as a culture, or we will continue to see us being silenced, our image being misrepresented. It's going to be a continuation of this if we don't do better. It starts with us. It starts in the home. And the revolution will not be televised. And why not? Because it's going to happen in our mind. It has to be a mental shift. I'm really hoping and praying for a mental shift in the Black community to where we hold people accountable and we just ultimately do better. We have to, because our children are dependent on it. And our lives are dependent on it. Thank you. So thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Grade A Talks. I'm so happy that you all are here. Make sure that you tune into my short excerpt mini pod that I posted previously. I love you all. Have a great night. And remember to remain vigilant, informed, and aware. Peace and good night. Bye.